Welcome to the podcast where your next favorite story is already written in the stars.
We're your new book besties, April.
And Tay, here to get your book cravings started and satisfied.
Why?
Because around here, it's fated.
So grab your current read, maybe a cozy drink, and hide your TBR list because today we're talking about our favorite book dedications and the authors behind them.
Yes, we are. But first, hi, friend. I'm so excited I get to see you this week.
Yes. I know, and I hear you have something you're like dying to tell me.
Okay. Well, yes, I am dying. I'm dying to tell you about this, but I'm also I'm excited for City Fling to get underway and us go to City Fling. And we have fabulous ribbons. So if you see us on YouTube, you will see what the ribbon looks like. But I am going to be handing out ribbons to follow the pod so we can get some listeners in on the fun that we do here once a week on Thursdays. So looking forward to that, but also getting to meet one of my favorite authors for the first time, Allie Hazelwood. I am stoked. May her presence just grace me and just rain down glowing sunlight from the sky because I am so excited to meet her. I think she's a fabulous writer and a fabulous human being. And I love that she promotes women in STEM in her book. So excited. There's a little thing with the ticketing I'm a little scared for, but my mission is her. Like if there's nothing else that I see, as long as I see her, we're Gucci. So I'm stoked. But I am reading this book and I specifically texted April, our listeners here, and I said, I have this book. I'm waiting to talk about it on the podcast because it's going to make for such good material. But basically, in essence, I am reading this book called Souls in Ruin. Have you read this book?
I have not.
Okay. Yay. Even better. Okay, for our listeners listening, it is a rarity that I find a book that April has not read because we are very, very similar in taste. And when I find something that she hasn't read, it's like finding a unicorn in the woods. Like she has totally read everything. So I'm so glad I have found something she hasn't read, but I want her to read it now. But it's called Souls in Ruin. It is a romantasy. I am fresh out the gate into this book, specifically on page 113. So just kind of getting into the book, just a couple chapters in, nothing crazy. But we start off with our FMC. She is named Muriel. I'm thinking that's how it's spelled. It's Mirelle. So I'm thinking it's Muriel, but Muriel is the bastard daughter of a king. So he had an affair and she was born out of wedlock. She starts the book off with basically telling her life story. Like everybody in this kingdom hates my guts. The stepmother hates her, all these things. And everybody ostracizes her. So she's like, whatever, I don't need these people. But her dad still takes care of her. She's protected at least by being at the kingdom and all of these things. Well, her dad says, we're in the middle of this war, daughter. I have now sold you to marry. You're going to alliance these two warring places, and the Blood King is coming tomorrow to wed you. And she's like, what? Well, Blood King, and she's like, this is your duty. You will do this, blah, blah, blah. You're my daughter, and it is what it is. Come to find out, it's the mother had something to do with it. She's like, I'm so glad to get you out of my house, ew. Yeah.
Yeah.
But our FMC is a little spicy, okay? She's like, you know what? If this is gonna happen, I'm gonna do my thing before my wedding. So there's the head guard of the castle and right-hand man to her dad. And she's like, let's go to our secret meeting spot. And they do the dirty. Okay. She does the dirty with him. And meanwhile, she's doing the dirty with him. And I highlighted this quote because I thought it was so funny. He pulls down his breeches and reveals his member. And she says, it was a pleasant sight, not magnificent enough to build a life around, but certainly adequate for the purpose at hand. I was like, Jesus,
Wow.
not going to marry it, but good enough for the deed. So I died, first of all. I was like, that is the funniest thing I've read. So after that, I was like, and that's on page 32. So I'm hooked. I'm
You're
like,
sold,
okay,
yeah.
you have my attention. I'm continuing to read this. More of she goes to finally meet this Blood King. Of course, he's, fine as all get out. And she's like, suddenly, all these things about, I hate this guy, blah, blah. And she sees him and she's like, that's my husband. Wow. Okay. And he literally walks in first thing and he's like, I need a private audience with my future betrothed. And they're all like, I mean, can't really do that. He's like, no, I demand it. And so they clear the room and they go have this private conversation. And him and her, they're kind of snarky back and forth to one another. And he's like, "Oh, you have a spice. I'll have fun breaking you, whatever." And she's just like, la di da. They have this whole tiff. Well, then he finally like gets into her face, goes to the other side of her ear and says, "If I smell him on you again, princess," he whispered, voice velvet wrapped in venom, "I'll rip every vein from his body and string it like a necklace for you, a wedding gift, if you will."
Speechless.
Speechless. If that's
Woo!
not a touch her and die moment, I was like, "That is so good."
Hmm.
She's thinking she's cute and snarky and getting some business with this adequate member, and
Oh my.
and then meanwhile, he's like, "If you ever smell like that again, I will." I'm like, "Oh, he could smell that she had hooked up the night before." And I was like, "Wow, just snaps,
Chef's
snaps for
kiss.
that."
Yes.
So that is the book I'm reading. I highly recommend at this point. I haven't even finished it. Like I said, that was on page 47. So 32 to 47, that happens.
Is
And
bold.
then now I'm on 113. I like this. I like where it goes. Honestly, it's a little to me, I can kind of predict at least where somewhat of this is going. But I like the journey. The
Yeah.
the talk and the tea has been good thus far. So that is why I saved that for this moment.
That's awesome. Who's the author? Who wrote the book?
This author is a fairly new author. It's Jacqueline White. So this
Jacqueline.
is book
Okay.
1, and it's gonna have 3 books.
Okay, well, I will be adding
Yeah.
that to my TBR because that sounds amazing.
It was a pleasant sight, not magnificent enough to build a house around, but certainly adequate for the purpose at hand.
I can't. That's awesome. Like, snaps to them, kudos to them.
Love it. So
Yeah,
good. So my week's actually been okay because of this book. Honestly, it's just given me a little bit of like I needed that amplify because I kind of been I think I've going through a book rut in the last like 2 weeks. I hadn't really found anything I wanted to read specifically because I was so hooked on off campus. I was like, I don't have time to sit here and read. I am binging this show on Prime and now the show's over and I've rewatched twice. So now I'm like, okay, back to books.
priorities. Yeah,
Priorities.
that's acceptable. I know. Well, and I go through that too, like these reading slumps where I'm just like, I can't find anything that I wanna read, especially, like, in the summertime because such a mood reader. But
Yeah.
that sounds like it would definitely check all the boxes there. Gonna have to look that one up later.
I know. I'm like, you love a good romantasy, so I'm
Yeah.
just thrilled you haven't read it.
Score.
I finally get to share one because you always give me good recs. So I'm like, now it's my turn.
I know, I know.
I don't know how it ends. So if it ends bad, I'm so
I'm blaming you.
I know.
Will
Feel
never
like
accept another recommendation again. No, I'm
the
just
trauma. Please
yeah.
stop.
I've been reading this week, so I have gone down this, like, weird hole, and it all started with a conversation that we were having with, like, these monster romances where we touched on
Oh
a
no.
couple weeks ago, and so I was, like, feeling nostalgic for Ice Planet Barbarians, and I got into Zoe Draven's Horde King series, which is, like, super similar to Ice Planet Barbarians, and it is just, like it is great. I am eating that stuff up. I think I'm on book 3 already. I finished 2 books this week. They
I
are
mean, that Ice
so
Planet
good.
Barbarians, I think I read like 7 books by the time I was like in deep. And I'm like, how many books about a blue alien can I read? Like, I
Yeah,
literally was so hooked. It was like crack.
they're like the first 2 books, it's like Married to the Horde King and Claimed by the Horde King. They're both by Zoe Draven. It's in the series, very similar to Ice Planet, but it's the same kind of like pieces of the story just put together a little bit differently. Humans are on this alien planet. Aliens don't really like them. Humans are taking advantage of their resources. That's bad. I'm gonna marry a human. Like it's the same kind of things all put together, but something about it has just my brain is like, I gotta read them all. I'm gonna read them all.
Like, I have to wrap my head around this. It's too good.
Yeah.
Like, I can't, like, I like
Addicting.
it.
And I think
I like
she's
it.
gonna be at City Fling, I'm pretty sure, and if I get an opportunity I am
I
volunteering there, I'm not, going as an attendee, so I don't know, but if I get an opportunity, gonna swing by and be like, "These books are crack." Like, so good.
Which, because April is doing our behind the scenes volunteer experience, she's gonna give us the full thread of what it was like. And this is her first your first time, right? Ever
Yeah,
volunteering?
volunteering. Mhm.
Yeah, so this is her first ever experience volunteering. I know there's some top book conventions out there that treat their volunteers like so well. So we're excited to see it. Hopefully manifesting good vibes, but excited for you to get that kind of like expose for us to tell us,
Yeah.
if it's worth it or should we try for other events? Maybe I'll do the next one. Today's episode, we are doing dedications. We said that at the beginning. We both gathered 9 books, which is such an obscure number, but hey, it's just what called to us.
Yeah.
9 books each. I'll let you pick. Should I go smutty or should I go sweet? Smutty
Okay.
sweet.
So first of all, shout out to Atron for recommending this to us
Yes.
because she started this by sending a book dedication in our group chat one day, and I was like, book dedications are so good and so underrated.
Yeah.
But I'm feeling like we were reading a really spicy book and
Mhm.
giving us spicy recommendations. So let's go spicy.
Let's go spicy. Okay.
Spicy.
So, we talked about this book last week, but we're gonna go with green light.
Okay, now I'm
Totally
actually
has
sold. Like, what is the dedication in this book?
All right, dedication in this book. To those of you with inboxes full of 60-year-old sugar daddies, may one of them be secretly obsessed, tattooed, and tortured antihero craving to defile you on camera.
Please, we need sugar daddies for books.
I was like, "Oh my gosh, that is so great." I love dedications like that. To me, they're so fun. Granted, I do love when people dedicate to like their families and stuff, and that's touching for them. I will say, as a reader, I love more stuff like this because I'm like, that's funny. I can relate to that. I can't relate to mama. Like,
Yeah.
mama may be great, and I may read the book and be like, wow, mama must have been a good lady. But this is hilarious. I'm like, "That's so good." 60-year-old sugar daddies, secretly obsessed, tattooed, and tortured.
I know you haven't read Greenlight, right? So
No.
we don't know if it's in the book or not. Because usually
No,
dedications are
and I
tied
don't
into
think it
something with a
is
book.
because this was the stepbrother and the sister, and, like,
So it's
this
not a
is the
trope in
bathroom.
it.
Yeah, and so I'm like, I don't think it's a trope in it, but she just wanted to let everybody know that
She's
tattooed sugar
manifesting that.
daddies are out there, and they're for you to
Please.
defile you on camera.
I have
Can they
questions.
defile me in private?
Right?
I don't know, but 10 out of 10. Had to share that one. Give me one, April. Oh, do you have a sweet one? Let's go
Uh,
sweet.
I do have sweet. Honestly, okay. So this one is one of my most favorite, like, kind of not childhood, maybe like preteen books.
Mhm.
And super famous anime movie was made from this book, and it is House Moving Castle from Diana Wynne
Aw,
Jones, okay? This is, I think the fairy loot version of the book, but the
it's very
dedication in
beautiful.
this is, like, adorable. She wrote, "This one is for Steven. The idea for this book was suggested by a boy in a school I was visiting who asked me to write a book called The Moving Castle. I wrote down his name and put it in such a safe place that I have been unable to find it ever since. I would like to thank him very much." I'm like, first of all, can relate about writing down something and then losing it forever because I put it in a special place. But I'm like, what a touching thing to write
That
about
is very
somebody.
sweet.
I
Yeah, that is
know.
very sweet.
And
I like that.
honestly, 10 out of 10 book, different from the movie for those who've watched. So, House Moving Castle, I feel like I don't even need to give a synopsis about this because I feel like most people know it just from the Studio Ghibli movie. But if you like the movie, read the book. It is a little bit different.
Very nice. I've never read the book. I might
Good.
have to add that to my TBR.
It's a very cute read. And Hal is a bit more annoying in the books than he is in the movie, believe it or not.
I like when the character has a little more depth, though, in a book. I really do, because then you
Yeah.
get to know them more
Mhm.
inner monologues, things like that, that you miss out that movies just don't capture. I think that kind of gives a little more insight. Like I noticed, and I'm going to go back to off campus. So sorry. It's just the latest topic, people. Everybody talks about like Garrett's inner monologue in the book and things and in the show, how that was lacking. And then when I did do a rewatch, I could totally pick up on those pieces. And I was like,
Mhm.
yeah, that kind of is a bummer that they didn't include like those inner things. Cause then you don't get that full empathy in the book. You're hearing like his inner thoughts of him discovering his dad's abuse towards him and different things. And it just,
Yeah.
kind of all settling in. While in the show, it doesn't really capture all that. It's just like, him saying it, but
Yeah.
not. So I like the depth that a book can add to someone.
Mhm. For sure.
My next one, I'll give a sweet one as well. This one is Love Redesigned by Lauren Asher.
I have never read those books.
I have read this one and it was cute. I really liked it. I don't it's not as much as the fine print books. I love those ones because they kind of just the Dreamland Billionaires remind me so much of Disney. And like I just, I'm a Disney girl at heart. So I was just like, oh, I really like that. But this one was good. I will say, and I really like the book dedication. So it says, "To those who love's language is words of affirmation, your praise kink is safe with me." Okay, this wasn't a sweet one. I forgot.
I mean, I'm glad that our praise kink is safe with
Sorry.
her. That is very sweet. Thank you for
All she
that.
said was safe with her and Julian Lopez, and Julian Lopez is, like, our main male character, so but I
Okay.
thought that was cute. "Whose love language is words of affirmation, and your praise kink is safe with me."
Wow. So, Love Redesigned, is that a billionaire romance or what's this book about?
I'll just read the synopses. It says, "If I ever caught on fire, Dahlia Munoz would fan the flames with a smile." So it's enemies to lovers. She returns, and it's like former friends. They knew each other growing up. It's like when she returns to Wisteria Lake, I fully intend to avoid the interior designer, but her meddling mother exploit has a savior complex. And the faster I help Dahlia create her creative spark, the sooner she will leave town. But as soon as I get busy getting rid of Dahlia, I'm overlooked with one potential issue. What happens if I want her to stay? I would say this is probably a good, like, cozy, like a lake romance is kind of what I get vibes off of it. It has like a bridge too on the front, but
Oh.
it's really good. I liked it. It's just if I'm going to choose favorites, I like the other series a little more.
Good to know, good to know. Okay, so kind of going on with a more serious book, my next dedication, Say You Swear, Megan Brandy. Hey, this book is, first of all, huge, enormous, like,
Mhm.
whew, a chunker of a book,
Thick.
and a chunker of a book when it comes to, like, emotions and heavy topics,
Ugh.
and there's so much that happens in this book, I feel like I can't even accurately describe it, but it is so good, you need to read it if you
Can
have
we
not
just
already.
can we just talk about, like, Noah Riley? Noah
Yeah.
Riley is the book boyfriend of all book boyfriends, and then second of all, she kinda hinted at that maybe there's a television show getting developed of this, and I'm sorry, but Noah is high standards for me. Megan Brandy wrote this man, and he is, like, top tier to any other, so I'm like,
Yes.
"Girlfriend, this could try, but it ain't gonna even I don't even think touch that book." That book is so emotionally driven, but also so, so good.
And so, yeah, just beautiful. It's a beautiful love story, very
Mhm,
heavy, kind of second chance, heavy topics. Go in, of course, knowing trigger warnings if you do pick it up, but such a
mhm.
good book and such a good book boyfriend. You are 100% correct. I agree with everybody who's like, nobody could be cast to be as good as him.
No.
So good.
I don't know how they're gonna touch that, but she
Yeah.
said manifest and she seems happy, so I'm happy for her, but I'm also like, that is a hard, hard role to fill, so good
Good
luck
luck to
to whoever
whoever.
gets that.
Yeah. Yeah. The dedication of this book, of course, says, "For the one who feared the fall but dared to jump anyway, this one is for you." And I'm like, what a touching dedication, but also like taking a chance and just doing it anyways, even if you're scared. Totally fit the book, totally fit all the themes. Such a good one. Had to share it. Too good to pass
And
up.
it's nice, short, and sweet too.
Yeah.
Okay, this one, I'm gonna give us the feels of our friendship. I'm actually
Okay.
pulling one from the middle tier of my
Ooh.
also too I don't know if you've seen this book of mine, but you're gonna love the cover. So this one is The Playlist, Morgan's version by Morgan Elizabeth.
Hey, hey. Oh, that is so cute. And I love that they did the Taylor's version font on it too.
It literally has, like, the playlist, the Fearless tour, all these things, right? Okay. The book dedication, it says, "To the Swifties who found themselves somewhere between the bridge and the chorus, and let them shape how you see love and life. Long live."
That is like, wow, mic drop. We're done with the episode. Nobody else can top that. So
That is so
sweet.
I was like, "Done. This book is totally going in my book dedications." It's actually book 5 of a series, which is like, how
Wow.
is this not book 1,
I
first
know.
of all? It's
Yeah.
so stunning, but it's not. It's like friends to lovers, childhood, romance, I would say in essence. A lot of themes of Taylor Swift. I mean, loves Taylor. She has, like, a whole
That's
dedication on the front here.
adorable.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's so cute. It was before any of the other ones came out because it has, like, Midnights on here, but, I mean, even the little art is so cute.
Disney.
I just love it so much. Yeah, it's all the vibes wrapped into one, but I was like, between the bridge and the chorus, and then she ends it with "Long live."
Yeah.
Dead,
Yeah.
dead, done.
That's
So
top
good.
tier dedication. And it's
Top
dedications
tier.
like that that make me wanna read a book. Like, I will also be looking that one up after this just because of the dedication.
Yeah, and then I had to have it too because it says Morgan's version, and that's
Yeah.
our friend. Shout out to Mo.
Shout
She's
out to
our
Mo.
number 1 listener. She's probably first one listening to this Thursday morning, and I'm so excited for you to be hearing this, but also, yes, Morgan's version. Is there any better version?
So cute. I
Just
love that.
Taylor's.
Yeah. Goodness. Okay, so my next one is actually gonna be I'm gonna read it from my phone. It is a book
Okay.
I read on my Kindle, and it's called The Deathless One by Emma Ham. I wouldn't call it like a true romantasy. There
Mhm.
is like gods in it, and it's about this kingdom that has been affected by this plague, and there's witches in this kingdom who are hunted and, crucified for being witches. And then there's these gods that have all kind of disappeared in this big war. But this girl, she's the princess of the kingdom, and her mother and like all of her closest people are slaughtered in front of her, and she herself is killed by her betrothed, who is supposed to like save them and make them stronger. And he sacrifices her into the sea. Well, there she's brought back to life by a god called the Deathless One. And it is a really good novel. Okay. I was really surprised by it. Emma Ham, for those who may or may not be familiar with her writing, she's very kind of wordy. Like there's sometimes where I'd be like, what does that word mean? But it's such a good
Big
book.
brain things.
Yeah.
I always say that. I'm like, when they just include I'm like, "You had just have a huge brain," and I
Yeah.
appreciate that. If I have to hold it down on Kindle for it to define it for me, yeah, I'm
Mhm.
like, "That's crazy.
It's
Good
okay to do
job."
every now and again. Like, it's not, like, quite like purple writing, but it is yes. Her dedication in this book, though, is for all the women who descended from witches who were burned. They weren't witches, they were women, and that rage is something none of us have forgotten, and I'm just like, "Girl,
Wow.
feminine rage, we like it in a
Yeah,
book."
I love it. There is nothing better than feminine rage. I still think
Yeah,
illicit affairs angry version is, like, brings out something in me. I'm just
yeah.
like, that is just
Taylor Swift's Mad Woman,
yeah.
so good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so good. So, so good. So, yeah, no, praise her. That's
Mhm.
great. I love that. Also, rest in peace to
Yeah,
those women. You were not
yeah.
witches. You were
Just good
wonderful and
girls.
magical. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's see. Which one do I want to do now? I think I'm going to break out. I think
Break
this
it up
one
a
is
little
a
bit. Yeah.
spicy one. Let's do a spicy. Okay, I'm bringing into our ooh, yeah, this is a good one. Okay, we're gonna do Truly Madly Deeply, LJ Shin.
I almost grabbed that book.
Yeah.
I almost did.
Yeah, it's good. It's got a good dedication. Okay,
I love me some
dedicated to all
LJ.
the girls who know Prince Charming is nice, but the villain really knows all the pent-up rage between the sheets. Here's to choosing a guy that can be both,
Yeah.
which goes perfect just with the one you just said, all that pent-up rage. I'm like, "Yeah,
So good.
we
Choosing the
need both."
villain every single time. I actually don't know that I've read Truly Madly Deeply, and I've read almost all of LJ's books, so that's crazy.
I have read this one. Ambrose Casablancas is a chef. Women are a distraction. He doesn't do those. His baby sister's best friend trope.
Ah.
Entire existing is complicated. She's awkward, eccentric, infuriating. She does a bully romance like nobody's business. And I specifically remember this also being kind of similar to Vicious in that regard. Cal shows up at the doorstep of Ambrose looking for a job. And so he's like, okay, I'll help you, but his patient is waning away in each day. He's also like, I just kind of want to make her mine. So
Mm,
that kind of is kind of a little bit of the book. But yeah, he's a chef. She needs a job. It's good. I like this one.
so good. I love LJ Shen. She does you're right,
Yes.
she does bully romances really well, really well.
Yeah. She does a good job of making me go, wow, that character's a dick. I want to see him kiss.
Yeah. Wow, I could never date you in real life, but god, you're so hot. Yeah.
10 out of 10. Good job, LJ.
Truth, truth. All right, my next one I'm gonna do, The Book of Azrael by Amber V. Nicole. I talk about this book all the time because I love her so
Yes.
much, and I love this book so much. Short, like, summary of it, because I've talked about it before, we have Diana,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna show because the artwork in this book this is just the regular, like,
Yeah.
deluxe version of it. She is a badass,
Yeah.
and she's very much, like, morally gray, and I really like that when it's the female main character who is morally gray,
Yeah.
like, the male main character in the story is more, like, upstanding and righteous, has made mistakes, but way less morally gray than her, and it is such a good book if you have not read it, and if you don't, just the artwork itself I'm sorry to people who are not watching this, but the artwork itself speaks like, I feel like I don't even have
Yeah.
to say anything more about it, just read the
Hot,
book, it's so
hot, hot,
good.
hot.
But the dedication says, "To the reader, look like the innocent flower, but be the serpent underneath." And that's actually a quote from Shakespeare's Macbeth. And I
Oh,
hate Shakespeare. Okay. I'm going to get
yeah.
like crucified for this. Okay. That's like a whole
Yeah.
nother episode for a whole nother day. my dislike for
No,
Shakespeare.
I took Shakespeare in high school, and let me tell you, as someone who's dyslexic, it was like reading gibberish, and, like, we had to popcorn. My teacher was a huge fan of that, and if for listeners, if you don't know what popcorning is, the teacher would yell "popcorn," and, like, the next person would take on a next part of reading. I could never gauge who was gonna popcorn because she would literally popcorn anybody, and then it would get to me, and I'm sitting there, like, tripping over my words, "'Tis of thee," like, I can't even get out the words because my brain is jubbling them, and reading
Yeah.
out loud like, that's one thing my dad instilled in me my whole life was like, overcome how you read and just challenge your mind and keep reading. So it's almost like I wanted to keep reading to kind of beat that dyslexic kind of thing that my brain would
Mhm.
do, add words and add letters. Yeah, so I found a lot of solace and peace in reading, but the problem is I still have to read something multiple times, like speeches and other things to prepare ahead of time when I read. Because if I'm just reading directly from something, and y'all probably heard it before when I've read from our script, our little scene at the beginning, I stumble a little and it's just because it's hard for me to read something in the moment without
Mhm.
having read it prior. So that yeah, Shakespeare was a nightmare. I was like,
Yeah.
"Please don't popcorn to me. This is public humiliation.
Yeah.
They just think I can't read.
Yeah.
I'm Feyre. I am illiterate."
You know what, though? Kudos to Amber V. Nicole for pulling out a
Yeah,
Shakespeare dedication to the readers. It's an
yeah,
awesome dedication. Could not read
yeah.
Shakespeare myself. I
No,
yeah.
I my high school Shakespeare teacher was convinced that everything stemmed from Shakespeare. She's like,
Yeah.
give me a movie, give me a show." And she'd tell us a play that related to it. She's like, "That's Shakespeare. That's Shakespeare. That's Shakespeare." I'm like, "God, we're gonna give this guy all the credit."
Right.
I'm
Who
sorry.
may or may not have actually even written some of the things.
I know. Like, let's just give him all the credit. That sounds is he white? Is he male? Yeah,
Yeah.
let's give him all the credit.
It's him. It was him. That word
It's
you just know that was made up by this guy, William Shakespeare made that word.
My next one is in the feels, and I'm gonna totally just, like,
Ooh, okay.
grab a Morgan, grab Adrian for this, because imagine that y'all are be the one told this to. So, we have The Right Move by Liz Tom Forte. You've read this book, you love this book. The dedication at the front of this is Liz Tom Forte calls out her best friends, which are Mark, Allison, Paige, and Camille. And so I'm calling out my best friends. It says, "One of the themes of this book is finding friendships that fill your cup instead of draining it. Thank you for being the people who fill mine." So much. I'm like, that is so great. Like, see, to me, she kind of spun the idea of giving somebody a dedication, but also making it relatable.
Mhm.
And that I love. So if you were dedicating, like I said at the beginning, a book to mama, if you add something like that to mama, I'm like, okay, yes.
Yeah.
Like I understand mama's character. She is someone I can chill with. Liz just told me everything I needed to know. I have those friends. I relate to that. Like I don't
Yeah.
need people. I'm too old to have friends that don't like, one fill my cup, but also are not worth the time of day or energy. And I would
Yeah.
spend all my energy on y'all in a heartbeat. So if
Right.
I have any hours left in a day, that would just go to our group text or this podcast. That's pretty much all I got.
Right? And you know what? It is so on theme for that book too. For those who haven't read The Right Move, it's
Yeah.
such a good book. And I really do think that Stevie and Indy's friendship, best friendship, and that
Mhm.
really blooms and blossoms in a beautiful way. Of that, like, Stevie is just there for Indy when she's going through like a breakup that's awful for her. And I just love that so much. Those themes. So
Yeah, and
good.
then she ends up getting with her brother. When?
Yes, Ryan
Like
Shay.
Ryan Shay is just top tier. Also, too, I got this cute little book vellum for the people that can look, but this is like my little insert, and he's like has his basketball and her little crisscross like chucks.
So
They're
cute.
so cute.
I
Ugh.
remember we were at that book signing Holiday with the Bells, and you saw that, and you're like, "Is that Ryan Shay?" And that, like, made the
Yeah,
choice for you if you were gonna buy that
yeah.
or not.
It's like done, deal,
Done.
sold, ring it up.
Sold. If
I
you haven't
almost
read
bought a
it,
hat.
go read it.
If I see her again, I'm getting one of them hats.
Yes. Yes. Okay, so on the theme of friendship book
Yes.
dedications,
Mhm.
there are so many good ones out there, but this was just one I happen to have on my shelf that I feel like this book is not talked about enough. It is called Sanctum. It's by Hannah McBride. It is actually a wolf shifter novel. Okay. It's really good though. They go to like college and they meet there, and it's a really good book. So, fated mates for people who like the fated mates
Mm.
trope.
We
Hands down,
love
this
dated
book is
mates.
full of it, yeah. But the dedication says, "For Arya, the girl who inspired me to live my dreams, can I keep you?" I'm like, "I hope you can. Please keep Arya." Friends who
Like,
inspire you to chase your dreams are the best kind of friends to have. for sure.
That is awesome. Yeah. Oh, that's so
I
sweet. I love
know.
that. Can I keep you?
Can I
I
keep
can just see
you?
the friend being like, "Oh my god, you put that in the book? That's so embarrassing." They're gonna think I'm so small and pocket-sized. We have a pocket-sized friend.
Yes, we do.
She hates that right now. Ooh, okay. I'm pulling out this one because I know you're gonna love it, and you're gonna be, like, surprised I grabbed it. Deal with the Elf King.
Okay. I am actually really
Yes.
surprised. I was looking at the book as well, so
Was wondering if we were gonna crisscross because I was like, "I know she
it was
has
really close.
this." I love this one. This one's very simple, short and sweet, but to the point. It says, "For those who need a break and a second glass of wine."
Moms everywhere, we're raising our hands. We need a break, a book, a glass of wine, and to read about
And
some
I need this
orgasms.
this Elf King right here. Oh my god. Yes. Yes, please. I need
Please.
this, a glass of wine, and alone time. It sounds great. I would say to our listeners too, it is definitely YA in terms of because Elise Kova is not
She is not
she does not
adult.
do any of the spice or any of that. So if you're looking for that, this is not the place for that. But I would say if you like something like Throne of Glass that is more fade to black, you will still love this. But her world building skills and like just the way she makes you feel, I did enjoy this book. And you recommended it the first time we went to the book conference and saw her. And this was my signed copy I got. I think I listened to it, when I got it, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, no, I really love this book." But you prepared me. You were like, "It's YA, don't, think of smut happening in this book. It's not gonna."
No.
But it was really a solid book. So 10 out of 10 recommend.
Touching. Okay, my next one, which is probably gonna be no surprise to you, and I need you to read this book so that we can talk about it, and I need you to read it soon before book 2 comes out, but it is Terror at the Gates by Scarlett St. Clair. Okay, I know you're not surprised I mentioned this book.
No.
So, for those who have ashamedly not read this book yet, feminine rage is a huge trope in this book. Lilith, she is living estranged from her powerful family. She's kind of living in the slums, like neighborhood district, I guess you would call it. And the man who runs the slums is just chef's kiss to die for. Yeah, can't even. It's so good. I've talked about this book before on the podcast. It is worth reading. And her dedication says, to the women who were told they must submit to the dominance of man. And I'm like, "Oh, Scarlett, get it, girl." It's
So
all about that.
good.
And it's not like feminist in a way that it's men are awful, men are awful. It's just like, no, some men are awful, but then there's also like men who get it, you know? And he, the male main character in this book, gets it. It's so good.
I wanna read that. It's on my list. I have 3 books right now. I'm doing a you do this, like, where you have 3 books going on at once. I am currently physically only reading the one I just talked about, but I'm actually listening to 2. I'm listening to the 2nd book of Silver Elite, the one that just came out. Broken Dove, I'm listening to Broken Dove, and then I'm also listening to Book of Azrael. But then after that book, I have lined up Tear at the Gates. So I'm like, it's in queue. It's in queue, baby. We're just, trying to get through all these TBRs that keep popping up. And unfortunately, the book that I'm reading right now has jumped to the front because last night I went to bed at like probably 10 o'clock after I got done doing homework. I go to bed and I had this book and it has good ratings. And I'm like reading. I probably read till midnight. It's like, I'm
Awake.
like, I can't stop reading. And I was like, dang it. I
That's the
gotta,
best.
I literally had to do this with my Kindle. Like, cannot just please stop. Don't want to read it more. Cause like I literally was hooked.
Yeah.
And
I am very proud of you.
okay, my next book is going to be Meet Your Match by Candy Steiner.
Ooh.
Also, too, this is one of my favorite discrete covers. So much so that I actually, spoiler alert for people listening, I have a book. It is unfinished. Don't know when there's a release date and don't expect one anytime soon because I'm in grad school, people. But when grad school is over, the idea of the game is to publish a book. Whether anybody reads it, who cares? But I want to publish a book. And I did hire someone to do my art. I specifically hired Stacy Hart, who did the design of this book, to do my cover. She already did the art and everything, and it's beautiful. It gave me all the feels that this book did. So I actually met her because she's her own author, and I was talking about like exchanging number and everything. And I finally messaged her and said, "Hey, can you make me a book cover?" Well, this was before I even decided to go to grad school, and the book has since been put on the back burner. Eventually, it will see the light of day. And when it does, the cover will grace y'all's presence, and it's so beautiful. But anywho, off topic per usual. This book dedication says, "To the ones who run despite the rain, who jump without the fear of falling, who open hearts when the world said it's foolish to do so, and who are just crazy enough to believe in love, this one's for you." And I love that so much. But this book specifically is a hockey romance. So if hockey is big for y'all right now, like I'm sure it is for everybody else, this one is one of those. It says, "The headline says it all. My bosses are over the moon when an opportunity of a lifetime lands in my lap. They aren't aware that I've met Vince Cool at the All Star Gala, and we were at each other's throats the entire time. He's the kind of hot that shows gods as favorites." That's the back.
Okay.
Yeah, she does interviewing and things, and so she has to go on the team and, like, interview him. Once again, enemies to lovers, and I like that in a book, but he's a hotshot rookie, so super
Mm,
good. Like this one, Meet Your Match.
that is really cute, and I'm so excited for your book when it comes out. You will have at least 3 readers for sure,
At least 3.
guaranteed.
Yeah,
At
that's
least
good.
3. Yeah, 3 is great.
And maybe one of our listeners that's, like, just interested enough to be like, "Hey, let's take a whack at this book." And hey,
Yeah,
we even know one-star reviews can be funny, so
yeah,
if
we'll
it's a
take it,
1 star for you, at least make it funny.
please. All right. My next one is called "And So the Breaking Begins." I'm gonna read it off of my phone. I read it on my Kindle,
Mhm.
and I feel so bad. I cannot pronounce this author's last name. I should have probably looked it up better, like a pronunciation before this. So this book, though, is written by Lacey Lahotsky. It's a rough one. I'm so sorry, Lacey. I actually recently just finished it. In this book, it is about a girl and she is a part of like something called like the Elessarium. I'm probably saying that wrong too. And they are all about peace. And in this world, angels and demons are at war. And she's an angel who believes in no war, peacetime only. Like we can solve things without violence. And she ends up being a fated mate to the brother of the queen of the angels. And he is all about violence, all about war. And it is actually a really good story. It really draws you in. It is a part of like this massive interconnected series.
Mhm.
Very heavy, though, some heavy tropes. But the dedication in this book says, "To the women who have been hiding from their power, break the cage, rewrite your fate, become the person they cannot control." And I was like, snaps, Lacey. Wow, that's deep. I was not expecting that when I started this book at like midnight one night. It is deep, but it is such a good thing. I love dedications where it's just really kind of inspiring, and
Mhm.
so I appreciate that
Makes you
part.
wanna you're like, "You know what? Yeah, we can see the direction that this is going in.
Yeah,
I vibe with you."
yeah.
Nice. Actually, and I didn't realize my last 2 books are both Kat Singleton books. I do love
Ooh,
her, and it's from the same series, so she must write good book dedications. The first one is Black Ties and White Lies, and first of all, I love this book. This is an author that when I went up to, I was like, "Oh, can you put my name in that book?" I wanted to say, "To Taylor from Kat Singleton," because I love this book so much. The dirty talk was just so good. His first thing meeting her, he said something about, like, "Imma bend you over a table," or something, or I remember something along those lines, and I was like, "Say less, I'm hooked." It's her ex-boyfriend's brother, and so he knew he treated her like trash, and he's like, "I'm not gonna treat you like trash." He does a whole, like, fake dating kinda thing. He needed a fiancé because his company would not leave him, like, as CEO if he wasn't, a stable, married guy. He's like, "I need you to be my fake fiance, and, like, I'll write up a contract and all this other stuff." And then she kept saying his brother's name, and he was like, "If you say my brother's name one more time, I'm gonna come over there, bend you over this table, and spank you," or something. I was like,
right?
"Should I say it again? Should I?" I'm confused. I need rules here. So I really liked it. This one says, "For all my besties who are just looking for the simple things in life, a hot billionaire to spoil you with gifts and orgasms. Beck is for you."
She knows what we want.
Yeah. Billionaires and orgasms. Bring it on, please.
That's a
I was
great dedication.
yeah. Yeah. She is one of my favorites. I love Black Ties and White Lies. I was just like, I need to meet her. I like the way she writes Dirty Talk and Spice. It's so good. She's so sweet in person. And just one more time, I'm gonna reiterate when authors are sweet, like I want to read anything that they write. She also wrote Bright Lights and Summer Nights. So Black Ties, White
Ooh,
Lies, Summer Nights. So she's got a lot of these like and title books, but this is the second book. This one, the girl is rich and live in the Hamptons, and the guy is a former basketball player, and he needs a fake dating trope. So, I think if I remember correctly, all the books in the series are fake dating of some kind. This one is as well. And the book dedication for this one is a little longer. Also, too, the page is really beautiful for the book dedication. Like,
Oh,
I just want to be wherever this is. It looks very the summary turned pretty.
yes.
But it says, "For my girlies that are still figuring life out, here's to getting a little lost before being found. I hope you find your very own grumpy billionaire with a dirty mouth along the way. Until then, have the best time with Preston Rhodes."
Oh,
It's like almost she left us in the hands of her MMC. She's like, "It's okay if you haven't found him yet, but my MMC, he's gonna take care of you, baby girl." Like, I'm like,
so
"Yes."
good. I have not read that book, but I might now. Like, I might dedications and one-star reviews can sell your
Yeah,
book, people.
and this is the one where I said the first song on the playlist is "When Emma Falls in Love" by Taylor Swift, and I'm
Oh,
like, "Vibe."
yeah. Yeah. What a wholesome song, too.
I know, right?
Aw. So my next one is Throne of the
Mhm,
Fallen by Carrie Maniscalco. This is if you've read Kingdom the Wicked, which I know you have, but to our
mhm.
listeners or people watching, if you've read Kingdom of the Wicked, this is actually about the Prince of Envy and his love story, I guess we'll call it. But her dedication in this one is for those who can't help falling for the villain and love a simply wicked fairy tale, this one is for you. I'm like, yes, we love villains. Yes, we love simply wicked fairy tales. So check, check, check.
Yeah, check, check, all the things. I do wish I will say about her books, I just bought the first book of that series. I wish they match, like, the Kingdom of the Wicked and those books just look so vastly different.
Oh,
And I wish her publisher would just be like, "Hey, let's take Kingdom of the Wicked and do a reprint so they match," because they just don't meld
yeah.
together at all,
Yeah.
and you would never think that they even relate,
We're,
but they do. Like, it's literally, like, in the same realm.
yeah, I see where you're getting with
I
that when it's not like a clear series.
And it's such a good series, such a good
Hmm.
highly recommend.
Such a good series. If you like yearning and yeah, I don't want to spoil
Yeah,
good book series. Okay, our
yeah.
final one of the night. Fear the
Oh,
Flames by Olivia Rose Darling. This is, I think, this book that I'm holding up for those who are watching is done by Ink Pages. I honestly don't know.
God, it's beautiful.
But the spine has a dragon. Okay. In this book, though, without spoiling too much, she is kind of like a castaway princess from her kingdom, and she had dragons. Her dragons got taken away from her. She wants them back. And yeah, I don't want to give away too much because I feel like it's a really good story to go into not knowing much. But the
Mhm.
dedication is great. It says, for those who carry the weight of the world with a smile and never stop chasing dreams that others deem unrealistic, too big, or impractical, every word is for you. Your dreams are alive, and so are dragons. And I'm like, yes, yes. The moral of this episode is chase your dreams, don't give up.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes. Don't give up. Do the hard things. Like, you can do all the things. So if there's someone sitting out there right now and they're like, work is just killing me, I'm not, thriving, change it. Do something. Do something that you love. Hey, if it's taking on a new hobby and say, I want to do needle pointing now, do needle pointing. Hey, I want to start this full series book, from start to finish. It's got 12 books. Do it. Read it right now. I want to go do a podcast with my best friend. Do it. You might love it. Do a book that may never see the light of day in publishing. Do it.
Do it anyways.
I'm like, you
Yes.
know what? There are so many things you can do, and a lot can fit within a 24-hour time frame, and life is too short. And, I'll sleep when I'm dead. So, hey,
Yeah. That's right.
I'd rather be present and do all the fun things and have all the experiences. I just might be a little tired from time to time, but don't hold it against me.
That's right. And, we appreciate listeners and people watching who are taking time out of their 24 hours to spend a little time with us. We hope it brings you joy every week. We're having a great time. I am
Yeah.
thriving with this. So much fun every week. Highlight
Yeah.
of my week for
No,
sure.
this has definitely been the highlight of my week. I look forward to getting honestly our reactions from our two friends make the world of difference. So
Yes.
But, hey, we've been getting more and more. So I just want to thank our listeners. Thank you for listening and taking time out of your day to listen to us. We hope you continue listening. We want to do this for the rest of the year and create good content that y'all enjoy and listen to. So if there's any feedback or anything that y'all want to give us, we will gladly take just so we can keep you on and keep you invested.
Yeah. All right, besties, that's it for today's episode.
Make sure to follow, download, and share the podcast socials with other book besties. We would love to hear your favorite book dedications as well. Please leave a comment on your favorite platform letting us know.
And join us next week where we're going to talk about our favorite summer beach reads.
Hey, and remember,
We're glad you're here because
it's faded.